And sometimes when you're here on holiday, you don't necessarily know the best beauty salons to go to or where to get your hair done. And a lot of the time you want that convenience of having someone come to you. So that is what I wanted to bring.
So hi, I'm Tracie. I am one of the partners for Marbella Dream Living in association with Carlton International. And we wanted to do a little bit of a feature on young female entrepreneurs in and around the Costa del Sol. So we've invited Shannon from Amarse, she is the CEO, to come along and join us today to find out a little bit more about her journey and, of course, why we're now collaborating. So it's nice of you to join us, so thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Tracie. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
No, it's lovely. And you've actually come to us today from Gibraltar.
I have, yes.
So what attracted you to expand the company into the Costa del Sol? Why not just focus on Gibraltar?
I already have a business in Gibraltar. I've had a beauty salon there for the last 12 years, Glamour Beauty Clinic. And Gibraltar's a very small community, so it's a village type mentality and environment. There's a population of about 133,000 people there, so I feel like I've kind of conquered that, so I wanted to expand and move out into Spain. And my family and I spend a lot of time on the Costa del Sol. We're huge fans of Marbella, and that's what attracted me really, and also seeing a gap in the market here as well for something new.
Yeah, so I can imagine, I mean, Marbella is very attractive because most people around the world have heard about Marbella. They're intrigued by it. It also has an association with glamour, with beauty, with high-end brands. So it's kind of nice to bring your, sort of your company over to join in with that.
Yeah, definitely. The idea behind Amarse being a mobile beauty concierge is something that wasn't on the Costa del Sol until I brought the idea forward.
Yeah.
It's something that I've seen rolled out in other countries and it's had great success. So I kind of wanted to capitalise on that and to bring something new to the Costa del Sol.
Well, we were just saying, I mean, we actually got to meet at the Top Entrepreneurs function at the Boho Club a few months ago.
Super glamorous event,
absolutely.
wasn't it?
Some of the outfits were just absolutely stunning, and the beautiful boutique bags with the macaroons in.
It was fantastic.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Well, we had the opportunity to have a chat, and it was intriguing because we've started to expand what we're doing for our clients quite considerably, especially now we're associated with Carlton International.
Yeah.
So we have a luxury high-end brand, and what we wanted to do was introduce you as being part of that concierge service. So what kind of things could our clients expect to receive from you?
So first and foremost, we market ourselves as a luxury brand. So we offer the best treatments in the industry, anything ranging from your manicures, your pedicures, your facials, your waxing, all the way through to more advanced treatments like Botox and fillers. It was really important for me to offer the types of treatments that a woman doesn't necessarily want to walk out onto a busy street afterwards. And I wanted to bring the beauty salon to people's door, whether that be their home, hotel, villa, or yacht. We cater to all.
It's nice, isn't it? Because particularly, when you are away from home, it's very difficult to put your face literally into somebody else's hands and trust. If, like the gala event, your makeup was done prior to that and you looked absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
You want to know when you're attending a prestigious event that that person's going to understand you.
Of course, and we vet all of our professionals that work for us, so I personally check each of their profiles and their CVs. We also do identification checks, and we make sure that anyone that's on our books is completely qualified and that are going to do a really, really good job for the representation of Amarse.
It's nice actually that you've kind of touched on identifying who these people are, especially when you are on a luxury yacht or you've got a high profile villa. It's to ensure people that are coming through and on your property have been vetted and are there to do a professional job for you.
Of course, and sometimes when you're here on holiday you don't necessarily know the best beauty salons to go to or where to get your hair done, and a lot of the time you want that convenience of having someone come to you, so that is what I wanted to bring.
Yeah, I took advantage of it this morning.
You did?
I actually took advantage. So it was really nice to come in completely makeup free, come into the office. I was met by Agatha, and I have to say that the booking system, really straightforward, very easy, excellent prices.
Yeah.
She was very reassuring, and I felt like I was in really good hands from the beginning, which was lovely.
The only trouble is now, Tracie, you're going to want to get it all the time.
I'm addicted. I can't go out with a normal face. I'm going to be wearing this face now.
You
for
may as well just get
weeks.
to sign a contract for the next
Absolutely.
6 months.
Yeah, I'm just going to cement her in. I always said if I won the lottery that I would want a personal masseur, you know, to sort of massage me every single day. I'm now adding a professional makeup artist.
Get
And I'll
yourself a
always be
glam
coming
squad.
to Amarse. So how did the name Amarse come about? Because it's quite unusual.
Yeah, it's a Spanish word, and I wanted to go down that road because I'm obviously launching in Spain, and I also want to carry that out throughout the rest of Spain and the Balearics.
Yeah.
So it means to love in Spanish, and it kind of reflects one of my company core values, which is self-love.
Oh.
So treating yourself to a relaxing facial or massage is an act of self-kindness and self-love, and that's really what we want to promote to our clients, and we want to make it more accessible to people to be able to treat themselves, you know. As a mother and an entrepreneur, I understand that it's sometimes difficult to find the time to have treatments. So being able to book something at home in your own time is just priceless, and the fact that you can have a massage at home and then get in your pyjamas afterwards and chill out on the sofa is just something that I definitely
It's the little things, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you go and have a pedicure or a manicure, unless you have sort of shellac or it's acrylics, you can't touch anything. And then usually you need to pay at the end, so you've got to go in your handbag or you're driving. You know, here in Spain you're not allowed to drive in flip-flops, and you kind of undo all the good work. Whereas if you're already at home, then you're already ready and you can just relax afterwards, can't you?
And people want convenience, you know, that's what it's all about these days. That this is why we have an online booking system, because we wanted to give people the opportunity to be able to book online 24/7 for their appointments.
I think that's important. You know, the simpler it is, you know, people will then use it a lot more.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of start to build up which are the services that you enjoy, you can start experimenting.
Yeah.
But it's good for your mental health as well to be able to have you time.
We're big promoters of wellness, you know, that's another one of our company's core values. So, you know, wellness is a lifestyle, it's something that you need to adopt. And it's just simple things like taking time out for yourself and, you know, forging time in your busy schedule for yourself, because that is important. Because if your mental health isn't in a good place, then, you know, how are you going to run a business or be a mum or, you know, all of those things. So that's something
not easy, is it, being an entrepreneur and a young mum and expanding your business and getting that time for you? Yeah,
exactly. I'm very disciplined with myself. I think you have to be as disciplined with yourself as you are with your business. So I have my calendar, which is for me paper, because I'm not really a techie person, you know.
No, I'm on paper as well.
So I'm paper, and I will, as well as putting in my weekly schedule of work, I'll put in my weekly schedule of me time. So I love to go to the gym. I like to spend time with my daughter. And I like the outdoors as well, so I'm always going out on bike rides and things like that. And I do, if you don't put it in your diary, sometimes it doesn't happen. So that's my way of being disciplined with myself and making sure that I fit time for me in.
I suppose it's like making a date with yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you have a date and you're going for drinks with friends, or you have a hair salon appointment, you make sure that's in your diary. Whereas actually putting things like you know, going for a hike, going for a bike ride, spending time with your daughter, making sure you
definitely
have that
it's
time.
part of the schedule for the week. So
how have you found being an entrepreneur in Spain?
I find the biggest difficulty I've found personally was the fact that I moved from the UK to Gibraltar 12 years ago, not knowing anyone, and having to start a new business from scratch. And the business that I launched, well, actually, I started off self-employed. So when I was in the UK, I was on maternity leave with my daughter, and me and my husband decided to move over to Gib. And I asked my sister-in-law, who was living in Gibraltar at the time, what beauty treatments aren't so popular in Gibraltar at the moment. And she mentioned eyelash extensions and threading.
Okay.
So I put myself through to the training courses for those specific beauty treatments, and I came over with just 2 qualifications, and I started working self-employed in Gibraltar. Nobody knew me, you know, I was a new girl on the block, and it was tough.
Yeah.
I started working in a salon where everyone spoke Spanish, and I was the only English speaker there, so that was a bit difficult. But I grew my business, and after 3 years, I opened up my own premises, which was just a single room. And then from there, I went on to open my beauty salon in 2019. The largest luxury beauty salon in Gibraltar, which I'm very proud of. And then obviously 2024, we have the launch of Amarse. So
it's all exciting though, isn't it? And it's
It
nice to
is.
see the progression.
Yeah.
But I like that because you can tell that's a real entrepreneurial kind of skill, is to identify where there is something lacking in a market.
Yeah.
So doing your research and then doing the equivalent training. So when you arrived, at least you had that to start you off.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I could have come over and just done something that everybody else does, but I'm not going to lie, it wasn't easy in the beginning because I was having to convince people to try these new treatments that they'd never heard of. So that was difficult, but overcoming that and building a solid clientele, that's kind of helped me build my empire, and the clients in Gibraltar are fantastic. They're so loyal, and you know, I've built a really successful business there, and it's probably on the back of that success that gave me the confidence to think, you know what, why not expand into Spain and take this, you know.
I think it's important, isn't it, with any kind of business, and you just touched on it there, that your clients are very loyal.
Yeah.
But they're only actually loyal for a reason, and that's because you are providing an excellent service. You're giving them what they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to kind of undo that. So keeping your standards high, making sure that your clients can trust you. You mentioned about, you know, sort of integrity and things like that.
Yeah.
It's obviously something we pride as well. And your reputation.
It's everything.
It's absolutely.
It's everything.
So critical, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. I'm having to build a reputation on the Costa del Sol at the moment, which is something that I've had to do before. So, you know, I know what I need to do to try and build up my reputation here on the Costa del Sol.
Definitely more networking.
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
going to be obviously using your services quite a lot for our clients, so we're going to be really happy to kind of recommend you, having personally tried it, which I think is a nice thing to do, is actually go in there, try it yourself, experience it, and then take it sort of a bit further. So anything that we can do where we can help each other and provide a really good service for our clients, I think is going to be very beneficial.
And while we're on the subject of service, and constantly, you know, trying to better yourself and develop and grow, that's something that I'm really hot on. You know, I'm always looking at the latest trends, and I'm looking at other countries, more forward-thinking countries like the US and places like that, to see what they're bringing to the table. And that's kind of where the idea of Amarse came from, you know, seeing the success of similar businesses run in other countries and wanting to bring that here.
See, that's when you do well, is you're constantly striving to improve, not settling for what you are, and sometimes admitting that not all the time are we right, that sometimes you have to kind of bend a little bit with the wind and move in that direction.
And you have to take risks as well, you know, but I think as a young female entrepreneur, you take a few risks, they pay off. Well, they have for me. It's not paid off on its own. It's something that I constantly have to work at. You know, it doesn't come easily. You're going to have ups and downs and bumps in the road, but ultimately, when you have success in something, that gives you the confidence to go on and to get further success. And if you're ambitious and hungry for it like me, you know, there's no stopping you.
You've got to be willing to work hard.
Definitely.
But the results are worth it, for sure.
Absolutely.
So is there any advice that you would give to somebody that's maybe starting out in the industry? So your younger self, what advice would you give to you when you were first starting?
It's tough because I feel like the young people of today want things really quickly, and for me, my journey has been a long and steady one. I would say, don't rush, take your time, go back to basics, learn your trade, start from the very, very beginning. gain experience, learn your lessons, and that will give you a good foundation for business.
Yeah. I think that's business overall, isn't it? Rather than just in the beauty industry, for us as well. It's having local knowledge, it's having the experience, it's being able to watch market trends in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
So whichever industry you're in, you need to be able to monitor what trends are.
Absolutely.
And move with them.
Absolutely.
Identify them and then give that best service. So is there something exciting that we need to sort of know about coming up? Is there a trend that you would recommend?
I mean, there are a few trends that come and go. You've got your classic trends like your makeup trends, your winged eyeliner, your red lips.
Yeah.
And I find that trends tend to go in circles, so they'll be in fashion and they'll be out of fashion. So when I was a teenager, it was thin eyebrows, and now it's thick eyebrows, and things just constantly on a wheel, they always come around again.
So don't overpick your eyebrows, paint them in if you need to.
What I'm preaching at the moment is, really looking after your skin. If I was to give anyone the biggest tip today, it would certainly be make sure you wear your SPF. That's for men and for women every day. My daughter, actually, she's 13 and she's got a full skincare routine. I do feel like the youngsters these days, through watching TikToks and things like that, they're more in tune with taking care of their skin, which I think is great.
Yeah, when I was 13, you just get grabbed by your mum as you went past. It was sort of slapped all over you, and then you were just sent on your way, if you were lucky. But you're quite right. I mean, skin health is so critical. And it's an important factor. But the nice thing is, I mean, in Spain, one of our big things is the weather.
Yeah.
That's what people are attracted to. But I think by speaking with you, obviously lifestyle is very important, looking after your health. I've noticed when I first started in the industry, I used to sort of try and get into the sun as much as I can.
Yeah.
And then I found myself over the last few years, I'm now hunting and going into the shade.
Yeah,
and allowing my clients to sort of, stand in the sunshine, and always got SPF 50
Isn't it
on.
funny that, I'm exactly the same.
Gone are the days where you just oiled up and straight down the beach.
I'm the same.
I think the trend now is sort of paler is almost better.
Yeah.
It's nice having a healthy glow, but
I think just beautiful skin, whatever shade, is beautiful.
Absolutely. So what did you find was the most difficult thing about expanding from Gibraltar into Marbella and the area around?
I'd probably say my lack of connections, just not knowing anyone in the area, hence why I went to the networking event where we met.
Yeah.
Having connections makes your job a lot more easy. And in both cases, with both of my businesses, with Glamour in Gibraltar, I knew nobody, and I've had to build up from nothing. And with Amarse, it's the same. But, I spend a lot of time in Marbella, and I'm keeping my eye out for upcoming marketing events, and I made some really great connections at the networking event, and I'm just going to keep pushing forward and trying to continue to make those types of
I'm pretty sure you are. You're going to be really super successpul.
Thank
and it's
you.
a nice opportunity for so many other people to actually come in. Everything is acceptable over here, and entrepreneurs are opened. They really are welcomed with open arms into the Costa del Sol. I think as well we've got that kind of mindset where we want people to be successful alongside of us.
Yeah.
And gone is the mentality of trying to put people down and not encourage. And I think as women as well, I'm finding I'm getting a lot of sort of solo females that are looking to move from different destinations from Hong Kong. They might be widowed or they might be single. Like you said, it was building up your friendship circle, building up your contacts and having that support system.
Yeah.
We've got to be there for each other.
Absolutely. And we're all trying to make a living, so if we can help each other in any way, it's obviously beneficial to all parties.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So I'm pretty sure that you are going to be absolutely amazing, and keep an eye out, because Amarse is definitely the next big thing here in Marbella. Reputation and my face, I'm well impressed. So I think keep your eye out and definitely contact us with regards to our luxury properties. But we will put you in touch with Shannon, and of course Amarse, you can find them all over different social media.